Hi, my name is Eric Wajo, and I'm a junior in high school. I'm from San Diego, California, and this past summer I went with LanguBridge on their Tokyo homestay program for 3 weeks. It was probably the most influential and amazing thing I've ever done. And as a kid, I always loved Japanese culture. It really influenced me a lot. I'm actually half Japanese, so that was probably a huge factor. This past summer, I went to Tokyo, Japan with LanguBridge, and I was there for 3 weeks, and I was able to visit some really cool places there. Some of which were Harajuku, Akihabara, Nishi-Shinjuku, Shinjuku, Shibuya, Asakusa, and of course, Yoga in Setagaya-ku, which is my host family's hometown. Out of all those places though, I think I really enjoyed Shinjuku and Shibuya the most. The best memory though I'm gonna have of Japan will be of my host family. I really lucked out with the host family I got. My host mom was an English translator and she worked at a major life insurance firm, so she really knew a lot of English, which was nice. When I didn't understand something, I could always ask her for help and she'd teach me a lot. And of course, my host father, he was just a really sporty, athletic guy, and he was really nice. He took me to a nearby baseball field my first week in Japan, and with my host brother, he also plays baseball. We just played around a little bit, and I got to see this Japanese equivalent of a little league team play, which was really cool. So baseball in Japan, if you didn't know, is called yakyu, and so the national pastime in Japan. It's probably as popular as baseball in America, although they make it more of a party if you've ever been to a Japanese baseball game. So that was definitely a cool thing to experience, just a little bit of the Japanese way of playing baseball and how hard they practice and really how dedicated they are to the sport. So another thing that was cool about my host family was I had two host siblings, Ray and Mirena. Ray is 13 and Mirena is, I believe she was 8. No, she was 10. They were both really welcoming, really nice, and really respectful. And I think the coolest experience I had in Japan overall, though, out of my whole trip, was when I went to see the Hanabi Festival in over by the Sumidagawa River, which is in Tokyo, of course. And it's the biggest Hanabi Festival in Japan, actually. It has around 1 million people every year to see this summer fireworks festival, so I was really lucky to be there when that was going on. However, there was a massive thunderstorm when it was supposed to happen, and so when I went there with my host sister Mirena and 2 friends from the Labo group that is near my hometown, we went there and everything turned out okay at first. We went and got food, we saw all the crowds, we saw a couple fireworks go off by about probably 6 o'clock at night, but by that point the rain clouds had all come in and it was really dark and overcast, and then right as the barge that was going to shoot off the fireworks in our area was going to start, that's when all the rain and lightning started to happen. So that was definitely a bummer, but it was an experience, and getting back into the train station to get back home was also an experience, because I've never seen that many people try to run into the train station as fast as possible. It was really quite a sight. I mean, you were just being jostled around. It was worse than any train on a busy day in Tokyo, so that was definitely a cool experience. So I think one thing though that is really gonna remind me of Japan and the people, of course, but I think it's the group of friends that I made there that are really gonna impact me. Japanese are just an incredibly nice and humble and gracious. Looking back on Japan, the people really impacted me the most. It wasn't just the culture. Being half Japanese, I've grown up with the culture, but actually being able to experience the kindness that the Japanese have shown me was just really a blessing for me. I think another thing though was the international friends I made on the LanguBridge trip. I don't think I'm ever gonna forget about them, and I stay in contact with them via Skype and on Facebook and stuff. And they are just an amazing group of people, and I'm blessed to have met them. I can't thank LanguBridge enough for doing this sort of program, because it invited an international group of students. I mean, I've gotten to know a solid group of people, and even now we're hoping to go back to Japan in the near future. So I'm really grateful for that.